Hey everybody, Alex here. Just wanted to say thanks for listening to our first episode. We had a lot of fun recording it, and we hope you're going to have a lot of fun listening to it. We're so excited to finally be premiering the podcast, and even more excited to be sharing it with all of you. So stick around for some tabletop games, joking around, and just general jackassery. And if you have any friends who might be interested in this sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and send them our way? All right, y'all. Here comes the episode.
What a fucked up life it would be to Centaur, though. I mean, just you can't get into any cars, you can't go anywhere. You're constantly like,
You are the car. What car do you want to get into?
Yeah, you don't need a car.
I don't know. You'd only have 1 horsepower.
If anything, I'd have a little bit of car envy. They're always comparing me to cars.
true.
You know, horse-powered. It's a little unfair.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to 2 Weeks, 1 Shot, the tabletop RPG podcast where we play a one-shot campaign every 2 weeks from different tabletop RPG systems. My name is Alex Rodriguez, and I'll be running tonight's campaign. Joining us tonight at the table are my fellow adventurers, ne'er-do-wells, general nuisances, and friends. Why don't you all go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hello. My name is Harold. I am a friend of Alex's. I am known for my performing skills. I'm an actor. That's me.
So I'm John. I am not an actor, but I'm here anyways.
I'm Kelly. I've played D&D with Alex before. I'm not an actor of any kind. I just love playing D&D.
I'm Francisco Rodriguez, or Frank. I'm Alex's brother, and I like puppies and whiskey.
Nice.
Not at the same time.
Why not?
It's complicated.
The court doesn't let him talk about it anymore.
We can't unseal those records. I'm Brian. I also go by Helix Missionary. You may know me from other projects, such as the Dirty Deeds and Thunder Thieves podcast. Alex is a friend of mine, and I have played... Why do you make that face? Oh no, I thought we were friends.
Because everyone is putting me as a point of reference that the audience should know.
Fine, I know Alex through John, because John and I are friends, and he told me, hey, there's this guy who plays D&D, and he wants to do a podcast. We should do a podcast with him.
I just wanted you to take it back a step.
And that's the way it happened. And I play a lot of D&D, and it's a good time. And I'm very excited to be here, or at least I was, until I started being attacked.
So for those joining us who are new to tabletop RPGs, a one-shot campaign is an adventure you play with a group of quote-unquote friends that begins and ends all in one sitting. Tonight's campaign will be played in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, where I will be the dungeon master, creating the world and interacting with the players as they delve further and further into the quest I have made for them.
For those of you who are joining us who aren't used to tabletop games, I'm so sorry for everything we've already done and everything we're about to do.
Don't you apologize for me.
Hey, this is gonna be great. I don't know what he's worried about.
I'm apologizing for myself. I just want to get that out there.
In Dungeons & Dragons, players will make choices, interact with characters, and engage in combat. As they do so, I will ask them to roll a 20-sided die, or D20, along with a variety of other multi-sided dice to determine the effectiveness of their action. So, let's get ready, steady, roll!
Is that going to be our catchphrase? Don't make Ready Teddy roll our catchphrase, please.
Did you hear ready, Teddy, roll?
I did not hear the yes.
It was ready, steady, roll. That's not it. Tonight's adventure is titled The Deepest Blue. The sound of creaking carriage wheels trudging through muddy tracks reverberates among the trees of the misty woods. Scattered shafts of moonlight peer through the thick canopy of branches and leaves, providing scant illumination for the horses making their way. As you all begin to wonder if the carriage driver has taken a wrong turn, the path ahead forks. A post protrudes from the earth with 2 arrows affixed to it. West is the Igthir Way. East is the Marquis of Grimfall. The driver leans forward, his knees audibly creak as he does, and he squints before pulling the reins and directing the carriage to the right. The path continues, and through the breaks in the forest canopy you can see the top of Dignan Peak, colored white by the full moon. Soon, the horse's breath and plodding hooves are accompanied by the faint sounds of music and merriment. Hours before your trek through the misty woods begins, you all sit around a table in the dimly lit back room of Lady Ulina's home. The lights of the candelabra flicker, causing the shadows around you to dance. On the table is a map outlining the Marquis's manor. She clears her throat. Thank you all for joining. I have gathered you here this evening to regain possession of an item with great importance to me. The Sapphire of the Deep. A precious gem that was in my family since before the early days of Grimfall. I have received information that the sapphire is located within the Marquis of Grimfall's manor. My source has said the gem is located in a basement or sublevel of some sort of the manor behind a gate. The gate itself has a mechanism of sorts which needs 2 steel insignias to unlock it. Tonight, the Marquis is hosting a large celebration for his daughter's coming of age, and I have arranged a method for your entry into the party. You will be assigned to a foreign dignitary of the neighboring country, Prosvaya. Before I continue, perhaps you each could introduce yourselves for me. You at the front, the weirdo. What is your name?
Weirdo. My friends know me very well.
You have friends?
Of course. We're all still friends after last time, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, I am Grotank, the Unrelenting. So Grotank stands at a regular human height. He looks very fancy in his regal robes. He's obviously a dignitary of some sort, perhaps an advisor of some kind, but this group knows him to be just another mischievous warlock in disguise. He's an Aasimar, a fallen celestial, who's made some kind of deal with some kind of devil. He likes to be seen as a middle-aged, handsome human, but you all know him to be a young punk-ass piece of shit.
And you, the tallish fellow, the half-orc here. Well, how about yourself?
My name is Evander Jax. I'm going to be providing security and protection on this mission. If you need something hit or pried open, I'm your guy.
That might come in handy, given the setting that you all are going into, but do keep in mind maybe some subtlety might be in order.
I've got my ether for that.
I love a little ether during a party.
Should I describe what he looks like physically?
Please do.
Oh, he's a tall dude. I kind of based him on a combo of Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon and Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino. Kind of an older guy, but like kind of built. Like he can, punch if he needs to.
He can kick some ass.
Yeah, green skin, half orc, white hair, older half orc dude.
I dig it. He can kick some ass, but then give you a strong moral talking afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm curious about all of you, but particularly you seem to have this rodent who speaks.
Well, you are correct. I am indeed a rodent for now. Was not always. The name is Cubilius Maximus. Perhaps you have heard of me. I am the forlorn necromancer, a thing of nightmares, of ebb and flow. Listen, I'm just making up words here to make it sound nice and fun. The young lady who happens to be wearing a mask of a man next to me, who I am perched upon, her name is Betty. She's my number 2. She's my right.
Charmed to meet you, Betty.
No. There's no charms. That's not how this is done. I raise the dead. They work for me. We go into all the different, we go in there. I hide and sneak into crevices. I find out the ends. Maybe I send in a zombie, trigger a trap. That's kind of my job. Wait, did you ask me that? That doesn't matter. Anyways, now you know.
Is Betty where that peculiar smell is coming from?
Listen, first of all, no one here has showered, if I may say. So don't go. That's racism.
Do you guys not shower?
Wait, do you?
I mean, who's to say we can't have good hygiene on the road?
I bathed in a river yesterday morning.
So wait, am I the only one showering? Not showering, rather?
I just think you maybe need to, figure out what your own personal standards of grooming are and adhere to that.
I just thought that we were a team. I thought as a team we would have, some kind of protocol. It doesn't matter. Fine.
I did. This is fine. I did not hire you for your hygiene. It would be preferred, but that's fine. That is fine.
Hey, it's dirty work. Whatever. It fits.
Quite a way with words you have. Squirrel?
He's more of a marmot if you really look at it.
How dare you? That's racism. You think we all look alike?
And yourself, the elf over here. Who are you? And could you let me know what you bring to the team aside from hygiene? I assume.
Hygiene notwithstanding, I go by many names. I could be Lirellin, as you see me now, but I also go by other names and faces. I could be Relic the dwarf, who was known for storming the gates of a fortress and then disappearing into the night with their gains within. I could be the Mockingbird. I could be you. Disguise is my specialty.
And really, disguise is disguise. I'm still me and you're still you. And if you look like me, I'm still going to be me. If I'm me in the presence of you, I would still continue to be me, even if you are me.
Well, yes, but if you were no longer present or could not be, then I might as well be you.
Well, that's really more of a statement of perspective.
I hate everything about this conversation.
How is it that you're able to change faces?
I am skilled in mundane disguise, but moreover, I have special quirks of mysticism and physiology, which allow me to take whatever shape I please.
Oh my.
Given that we'll be working together in a professional capacity, you may refer to me simply as Rel. And Rel gives a bow in the elf form, and when he straightens up, his face is now that of Lady Ulina's for just a moment, before he smiles, passes a hand over it, and once again he is standing there as the elf. The elven form is fairly average looking in most ways for an elf, although the eyes in particular are a very sort of pale, watery blue that is quite striking.
He's the creepy one.
Yeah. Lady Ulina is certainly bothered when her face shows up on your face. She's a little taken aback for a second.
There are those who call me the creepy one, although there are also those who believe I'm the brains of this outfit.
It's me. I call her the creepy one.
I call him the creepy one too. Don't go claiming that now.
I don't know. I've seen it when she doesn't do her hand over her face thing, and it's disturbing. That's a courtesy.
To be completely honest, I called him the creepy one before I knew he was a shape changer. He was just sort of staring out this one time the window, and I was like, what is he staring at? That's kind of creepy.
You know, it takes a lot for a squirrel riding a dead woman to call someone else creepy.
Yeah, I'm an authority.
Got a point.
It does give some weight to what he's saying. And yourself, human, last of the crew, tell me about yourself.
You see just a human, olive skin, dark curly hair, green eyes. Pretty handsome dude.
Oh, you're so handsome.
Oh, yes, thank you. Arcadius Huff, that's me. I'm the one who runs around, climbs the buildings, gets in, gets out, runs away. You might have heard of me. Wouldn't be surprised.
Arcadius Huff. My word, I've never heard of you.
Stupid towns out here in the middle of nowhere. You will, don't worry.
Anonymity is the goal, Huff, not renown.
Maybe it's your goal, but I'm gonna be big.
Support you, man.
Do you know what happens to thieves who become legends?
They live forever and get all the money?
They get caught.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the money.
It seems like you all bring quite a unique spin to this group. I will assume that much of your past work has been successful.
Yes, we've been very successful. Right. Of course, guys. I mean, we're the most successful.
Crew in this room.
She motions down to the map and she points out 3 rooms throughout the Marquis's manor that might hold the insignias that you all need to acquire to enter the basement or sub-level that she has specified. She lets you all know that one may be located in the dining hall, another possibly in the bar, another on the second floor of the manor within Lady Nicera's bedroom, the Marquis's daughter, the Marquis's daughter, and also possibly in the Marquis's own bedroom on the first floor.
Rel leans down to point out a couple of the areas on the map as he speaks, and he says, the dining hall and the bar are going to be easier to access, I would guess. The party is likely to swell into those areas, if not be directed there. The bedrooms would be harder to make our way into. I suspect they would be locked. Only a few of the staff might be carrying keys, although any of them could be.
Yes, throughout the night, there is a somewhat of an agenda that we hope to follow, and as you all arrive, the Marquis and his daughter will give a welcome. They will then have a dinner inside of the dining hall.
There's dinner? You didn't say anything about dinner. Oh, shit. This pays more than the others. All right, yeah, go on.
There will be a meal provided for some of the dignitaries in the dining hall.
Do we have to buy a ticket? Is it a donation-based kind of meal ticket?
Yeah, do they have how many courses? Is there a salad, and do they do a dessert afterwards?
Is it a per plate? Do you have to buy a table?
Is there a way to get 2? Betty's got to eat.
I have a date also. Is that okay? I was thinking about bringing somebody. It's nothing big. Is something, it's kind of new. I just don't want to go to something fancy and not bring her.
And if she doesn't come, can I have that plate? Was that fine? I'm hungry.
I believe meals in the dining hall will be for more significant guests than yourselves.
That means we're going to end up with one of those vendor meals that they serve you in the kitchen. They're never as nice as the ones in the main room.
Yeah, what's up with that? I've always wondered why that is. Classism.
And the vegetarian option is always just limp lettuce.
Terrible.
What my acquaintances mean to say is that this is quite acceptable, and while the dignitaries are busy dining, we will be able to do the work that we have been hired to complete.
That is very reassuring to hear. Thank you, Rel.
Well, boys, before we begin, excuse me, ma'am. I thought we should
Pray.
peruse this map
Or that.
and make a plan before we get started.
Well, if you all have a plan in mind, I would certainly love to hear it.
I thought you had the plan.
Right.
I mean, we can come up with a plan, but no one said show up with a plan. You just showed us the plans.
Is this more of a consultation for plans, or do you want us to just bring our own plans and also do the job?
Yeah, that's extra. That's definitely his third meal.
Mm-hmm. I think the squirrel is correct. I think we should charge extra.
Mm-hmm.
For a plan, what were you all hoping to accomplish before?
Well, nothing on an empty stomach, personally.
I assure you, payment will be made, and you will receive half of payment now and half when I've received the Sapphire.
All right, I can do that.
So the guy who suggested the plan doesn't have a plan.
Oh, I have a plan. I just was wondering if you had a plan, because I have a plan. Of course I have a plan.
Hey, buddy, why don't you tell us your plan first, and we'll tell you our plans.
Oh, of course. Well, my closest friends here know that I'm just the best at parties. If the lady is correct about the plans for the evening, I'm sure I will be a great hit with the dignitaries and can provide enough distraction for my less charismatic partners to do their more technical work.
I think that's a great idea.
I'm just happy to help.
It seems to me like you all are really going to be shooting from the hip. Not a not a great amount of confidence there, but
Is there any other way to shoot?
oh boy.
Most people aim.
As one of the less charismatic people, I appreciate you being charismatic for the team.
Well, but before
And I appreciate you for being you.
Is this what we're doing now? Just a lot with going around. I appreciate Evander. I've always appreciated how you take the time to basically, just general supporting, and I don't know. You just have a thing about you, like an aura, and it's nice.
This is lovely. I mean, after last time, I'm just really glad we're just fitting together like a jigsaw.
Lady Ulina, do you know how we might best access the basement or sub-level, the cellars, wherever you think this sapphire might be kept?
she points over at the map and she says, I am not familiar with a basement or sub-level, but I believe there might be one on the western end of the manor, further down the hall from the bar. And she points at the section of the map where if you see the bar, you can see right on the right-hand side of it, there's like some stairs. Another possibility is the main hall. Underneath the set of stairs you see as you first enter is another gate. I am not familiar with what's behind it, but those are the only two levels that I know of that lead downward in the manor.
So strange that the Marquis sleeps so far away from his daughter's bedchambers.
Yet so close to the bar.
Yes, family should be together.
Ulina, I've heard rumors of the Marquis' behavior of late. Is it true that he is aloof, distant from his duties?
I am afraid this is true. He has always been an eccentric man, or a dragonborn, but it seems lately he's much more detached, and his servants seem to have a nervous energy about them. I have not been able to pinpoint exactly what's wrong, but I also do try and limit much of my time in the manor, so as to avoid suspicion with my own activities of late.
And what have those activities been?
Hiring you all, trying to figure out where this sapphire is.
And what's your relationship to the Marquis?
Well, I am a trusted friend. At least he trusts me enough
Y'all fucking, ain't you?
to...
Y'all fucking? Y'all fucking?
Excuse me!
Were you bumping uglies, ma'am? Is it sexual?
I
Is it close?
do not
Is it intimate?
have...
Is this revenge?
I do not have uglies, sir. They are beauties, if anything. But no, we are not bumping of any sort.
You could be honest with us.
That's not what I was asking. I want that to be clear. I would just, in general. Why would a trusted friend have stolen a necklace from you?
As I mentioned, it was in my family in the early days of Grimfall. Before there was a Marquis in place, it seems like one of my ancestors either lost it or had it stolen by one of the previous Marquis, and it has always been a great family shame, to me at least, to not have it in our possession.
Why didn't you just ask him for it if you're friends?
I didn't think of that.
I'm sorry, you can cut that out.
Plot hole!
I'm sorry that I put my finger in a plot hole.
If that fixes the problem, then we're still getting our fee and the 3 dinners.
You're right. Why do I even... Why do I even need you?
Hey, guys, let's call it a night.
It's too late. You already put in a deposit.
Listen, I think it's fair to take half of our listed fee,
Half?
and we'll all go home and...
No half. We solved the problem just like she wanted.
See, this is why a true service. A friendly ear, casual conversation, and problems are solved.
It's called a dialogue.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Forget I asked.
No, she looks over at you and she says, do you ask a king for his crown? Do you ask for jewels from a lord? I cannot simply just ask him for this treasured family heirloom. I need it back, but I cannot lose the confidence I have built with the Marquis. He trusts me with a certain amount of access, and that has allowed me and my family to flourish here in Grimfall. And that's a good enough answer.
That absolutely is, and I fully get the weird social relationships are tough no matter what.
Life is complicated.
If he's behaved as erratically as you say, he may not have deigned to answer your request in any case. Seen it as an affront, or...
Maybe he wants something from you. I mean, perhaps you've missed the chance of romance and he's bitter about it.
Let's not go down that road again.
I'm just saying, she seems rather nice.
Grotake, are you all right? You seem to really want some romance of some sort.
He's just lonely.
Maybe the Lady Betty is more your speed.
Oh, Betty, you were so good when you were alive.
I don't like that.
She says one more thing, as you all consider your course of action. The dignitary himself believes you all are from Prosvalia. And with the...
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. And with that...
Let's get all those bad jokes out that we're not going to say at the party. Let's do that now.
A Presvalia to you, too.
Yeah, there you go. That's another one.
She says, and with that, I do have traditional Prosvalian uniforms for you all to wear. And she claps her hands, and a manservant enters the room holding some hangers.
Manservant. Did you really have to gender that? Come on. He's a person trying to do a job. Really. Be woke. Be woke, Alex.
Do better.
A servant enters the room holding hangers.
Hospitality engineer.
Wow, why do they have to be a servant? This is some real classism going on right here.
Yeah, how much are they paid?
How about we give them an official job title, huh? An intern. An intern enters the room.
A well-paid employee enters the room.
With a 401k.
A fully insured employee with a retirement plan delivers this into the room.
As they lay the clothes out, they talk about how much they love having stock in this company.
It's like a family.
Oh, God.
He enters the room holding several uniforms that are all colored bright red with a wide ruffle at the neck and a white stripe going down the front.
I hate ruffles.
They are in various sizes, and Lady Ulina asks if you all can go ahead and change into the outfits.
In front of you? Lady, my dear.
You got anything that can fit me?
I have a
napkin?
changing room in the other room.
I take my clothes off entirely.
I'm not a modest man. I'll have to change my hair and eyes to match this. Will it go either under or over studded leather very well?
Do you think the ruffle can be made larger or smaller, or would that be a sign of disrespect?
Now, here's the weird thing. The cod piece. I don't know if that's entirely necessary for the uniform, but I'll wear it. I'm not saying no.
How did you get a squirrel uniform anyway?
Yeah, I need details about the uniform that Frank is going to be wearing as a squirrel and what Betty will be wearing as well.
I did not consider putting a uniform on a squirrel, but I do believe I should have a traditional Presvalian figure dressed in a similar uniform.
Like a toy soldier. I'm going to be wearing a toy soldier thing? All right, I can do that. That's cute. I can be like the mascot at the party. Like a seeing eye squirrel. I'll guide Betty around. That's how they'll do it.
She whispers over to her respected employee.
What do you think she's whispering? That's a really long whisper. She keeps hesitating and staring at us. What is that about? Maybe she's the creepy one.
The employee puts down the uniforms that you all will be wearing, leaves the room, and comes back in shortly after with a wooden doll that is dressed in that same outfit and places it on the table.
Cute.
It feels a little dirty getting this doll naked. I'm just saying, like a Ken doll. It's weird. But I'm into it.
Rel looks over with the, pants halfway up to his knees and says, "It's only a doll. Is anyone bothered at the moment? No? Then the doll shouldn't be a problem either. Just get changed."
No, it's fine. There's just not enough room in these pants for my nuts.
Evander has gone into the changing room and changed like a respectful adult man.
Thank you. We all appreciate this. Especially Lady Olina.
I'm not looking to get my half-work dick out right now.
Whoa!
Oh, I'm sorry that I offended your sensibilities, Trey.
Another house attendant peeks their head through the door and says, Mum, your guest has arrived.
That's it. Her kid, Mum?
Please, if someone would gather up the map, I feel this might come in handy to you all.
I'll grab it.
Well, I'm not a manservant or anything, so I'm not doing that shit.
You're not even a man.
Exactly. Now you're getting it.
Hardly a squirrel.
Not yet a woman.
I'm something in between.
If everyone is ready, I believe the foreign dignitary has arrived. If you all would like to come and join me out in the parlor and meet him.
Wait, help me understand something. Is the nature of our relationship with this foreign dignitary something akin to maybe either a bodyguard or a date? I just want to know what my, what should I expect at the end of the night?
It's like an entourage situation, yeah?
For the life of me, I just cannot remember what a Percivalian accent is. Is it like a this, or is it more of a like a this? I cannot remember.
That's fascinating. That was exactly what a Prasvalian sounds like.
Okay, so happy to be a Percivalian. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that ever again, guys. You're welcome.
Thanks.
I hope you all can recall what that accent was.
Is there a reason that would we need to pretend to be Presvalian ourselves, or is it acceptable if the dignitary alone believes us to be from that region?
It would be preferred if he believes you to be from that region. He is here on a matter of import for Prasvalian politics, and...
Percivalian politics, great.
In my experience, uniforms go a long way. People don't ask questions.
This is very true, and let's hope in this situation your uniforms speak more than your words. She says, please, to the parlor, if you do not mind. She opens the door and motions for you all to follow her out into the parlor.
Betty shambles off of the seat. I ride astride her shoulder.
I use my feet to walk into the other room.
Yeah. As you enter the foyer, a stout man is dressed in loud red, ostentatious attire of a frilled shirt and high-waisted trousers, along with a red feathered cap, and he turns to the party. And Lady Olina happily greets him, saying, "It is a pleasure to see you again, Master Jumpkins." "Yeah, it's good to see you too. Oh, man." She says, "Please let me introduce you to your attachés, Master Jumpkins." And Jumpkins does a forward bow with a flourish where he dips his head very, very far down.
Oh, that doesn't look comfortable.
That's an impressive way to clean the floor there, buddy. I like that.
Lady Olina kind of like tries to make a face at you all.
Arcadius follows, mimics him, and says, "Whoa, Master Dude, it's great to meet you."
"Oh, man, it's so good to have you all."
Oh, that's the Presvalian accent.
He says, "Yeah, man, it's real good to have some folks from back home joining me on this mission. I gotta let you all know, I'm pretty nervous about all of this. I could really use a little bit of backup. I don't know. Maybe one of y'all's a good speaker, and y'all could help your guide network a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What are you trying to get, man?
Master Jumpkins, it's, from one Presvalian to another, so tight to see you. So
tight, dude. So tight.
So tight.
This is great, guys. All right.
This is the third accent.
They're dialects, okay? They're all different regions. We're all from different parts of prestidigitation.
So back on the carriage, the canopy and thick trees begin to clear as a well-lit 3-story estate comes into view.
That's a beautifully well-lit 3-story estate coming into view.
Several carriages are lined up on the mansion's left side. A valet runs up to the carriage and begins to direct you all towards the main entrance.
I believe it's pronounced valet.
A valet.
I don't believe it is.
Listen, however it's pronounced, it's good to know that he's well paid, respected. He can go to HR whenever he has a problem.
I didn't mention there's a lot of anti-union laws for valets in this
Oh,
region.
no.
Oh
wait.
no.
Does he have a 403B at least?
Ugh.
I've heard the Manor's a nonprofit.
They all count as independent contractors. It's really rough.
God, the gig economy is really, really bad in this region, too.
It's destroying us all, honestly.
You all exit the carriage and come up to the front door of the manor. As you enter the manor, the main hall of the Marquis' mansion, you see that the hall has white marble floors with a red carpet running from the entrance to a set of stairs. A second floor walkway runs along the room's sides, lining the first floor with columns. Hanging from the walkway are several red banners with the crest of Grimfall. A bustling crowd fills the hall with the sounds of conversation as trays carrying drinks and hors d'oeuvres float between the guests.
This is rather tasteful for a dragonborn.
Oh my god, there's more than was promised. The food is literally walking around the room like the people.
Okay, guys, so what's the plan?
Well, I don't know about any of you, but I was told that there was a locked bedroom. That seems like my thing.
I was told there was going to be a dinner.
Bedrooms, but first we should scout the dining room and the bar. Grotank, I think you mingling with the guests would be a good fit for your powers, your skills.
Evander, why don't you and I take our trusted colleague Jumpkins and help him make some friends?
That sounds good.
Oh man, that'd be great. What happened to your accent?
Bro, you know, it's so hard to keep up with the incredibly hard traditions of the Presbyterian lifestyle.
You're right, man. A little bit of time away from home really does change you, you know. Maybe you could help me make some inroads, man. I'm getting the itches. I'm getting my anxiety rashes over here.
From one prezi to another prezi,
yeah.
it'd be my fucking prezi to do that prezi for you.
Dope, dude, dope.
I'll be here for when y'all inevitably cause a scene.
Master Jumpkins, I usually find I work best sort of like mingling on my own. I keep an eye out from like where the bad guys would be, you know, get in their heads, get in their skin. So don't worry if you don't.
When he says bad guys, he means other dignitaries and possible capital opportunities.
Before we move forward, tell me what is Publius's positioning within this two-tiered setup he has. Where is Betty? Or how is Betty? And where is Publius onto Betty?
Why is Betty is a better question.
Betty is dressed in whatever remnants and scraps of outfits that you all brought in.
She better not be wearing my long leather coat. That is not okay.
She is not. She is wearing like a soldier's coat. Betty has her mask. The mask is of a man's face with a goatee. Anyways, Publius, me, I am astride on top of the shoulder, sitting there in a little uniform, like a little cute, teeny little mascot. I'm like really cute and adorable. I got those big eyes, big squirrel eyes.
Bearing in mind that you're a necromancer, I need to ask, when you say the mask of a man with a goatee, do you mean like a ceramic or like bronze mask or like an actual guy's face?
No, not an actual guy's face. That's a lot of work. I just saved up a little bit of money, and we bought shall we say, a Halloween esque mask. And it's just wearing it on her face. It looks pretty good, for festivity's sake. I would have gotten a lady's face, but I couldn't find one in the discount section.
This is no end to the shame and pain that will cause you, Betty.
Listen, there is an end. Betty's met that end, all right? It'll be your turn soon enough. And then Betty's gonna get a date every night.
That one crossed.
That got real weird.
It's been weird. Haven't you been listening?
Not gonna lie, pretty proud of that Ratatouille reference. Hey, everybody, it's Alex again. Thought I'd jump in here real quick in the middle of the episode and, check in with you. How are you? How are your parents? Hey, did your cousin win her karate tournament? Badass. So I wanted to give some shout outs really quick. First, to Roll Music for our awesome intro song titled The River. Second, to One Man Symphony for the additional scene music. Be sure to look him up on Bandcamp. He has a really impressive list of over 150 tracks available that are all amazing. Third, to all the contributors at freesound.org, without whom I would not be able to add in all the ambiance and background noises you're hearing throughout the episode. Lastly, if you're enjoying the episode, make sure to keep an eye on our Podbean page at podbean.twoscast.com. That's podbean.twoscast.com. And hey, be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Just look us up at Twoscast. That's TWOS Cast. And if you want to tell people about us, you can use the hashtag Twoscast, spelled exactly the same, TWOS Cast. So we're going to be continuing with this one shot in the next episode, so be sure to check us out in 2 weeks for the new episode. All right, everybody, that's all the time I have, so let's get on with the show. Rel, I interrupted you when you were about to say something to Jumpkins, so why don't you go ahead?
Oh, he was just finishing up by letting him know that, I talk like them, I look like them, so, if you don't see me around through the night, no worries, I'm there.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. That's some wicked. As you look around the hall, you are able to see that throughout there are several groups of people just chatting as these trays kind of go through. They have drinks and little bits of food on each of the trays, and they're being moved around by what you might assume is unseen servants as they're going around.
Publius, you can move more
Nimbly. Oh, I know.
nimbly than the rest of us, I suspect. Keep an eye out for that gate into the cellars while you're mingling. See if you can find out a way that we might be able to bypass it, or even if you're able to squeeze through the bars, then perhaps you could do some scouting for the rest of us.
I will make sure that I find that tiny little gate. It's gonna great. I don't really know what I'm looking for.
I will look for the bar. Arcadius, would you take the dining hall?
You got it.
Grotank and Evander, we're going to be in that main hall with Jumpkins, right? Talking to people.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Betty and Publius have already walked off, by the way.
I wanted to interject the fact that I have a familiar, and I want to use my familiar in this space if possible.
Alrighty. Can you tell me a little bit about what it takes to cast a familiar, or do you already have him on you?
I would like to have him on me. I have the Find Familiar spell that I can use at any time. I pull out my familiar
Where are you pulling him out of? Gross.
from my pocket. His name is Quancisco.
Lucky fella.
Yes, Quancisco, my familiar. He's a closet, a devil. He's always been with me, though I never let anyone ever see him. So in this moment, I pull him out of my little pocket. I say, Quancisco, it's time to put on that form we've been working on. Why don't you turn into that squirrel thing for me and see what we can rile up? But Quancisco is the chain that ties me to my devil paramour, Balfunga.
Balfunga.
Oh my god, Balfunga.
Balfunga. Yes.
Isn't there a cream for that?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, yes, there is, and it does nothing.
Anyway, so Quancisco. I pull out Quancisco. I say, now Quancisco, it's time to add a little extra flair to the party. I ask Quancisco to turn into a squirrel, and I set him loose into the dining hall. Find that steel emblem, if it's here in the dining hall, or perhaps in the bar.
The small squirrel comes out of your jacket pocket, I'm assuming.
Yes, and Alex, it is your responsibility to be Quancisco for me, so.
Fantastic, great. Another thing for me to do. Yeah, he jumps out of your jacket pocket and scurries down your leg, and you see him go off into the crowd. Why don't we start with Evander and Grotank? You all will be in the main hall accompanying Sir Jumpkins.
Jumpkins, what brings you to be so honored to be at a party here in Grimtank?
So Prisvalia and Grimfall haven't exactly had the most tubular relations. I'm here to get some FaceTime with the Marquis himself and maybe try and relax tensions a little bit between our two nations.
Jumpkins, let me just let you know, man, this is your lucky night. And using all of my deception skills, I let you know, man, I actually happen to be a life coach. It's my job to get people more relaxed and feeling more like themselves, bro. I could not expect a better circumstance for you. We are going to have the best night of your life.
Give me a deception check really quick. So roll a d20, add your charisma ability modifier, and then add your proficiency bonus if it applies to that skill for your character.
Can I give him advantage by trying to gas him up and be like, yeah, he's a pretty good wingman?
Are you background hype manning it a little bit?
Yeah, because I was going to interrupt and try and gas him up.
Go ahead and roll for me, and you can roll with advantage because Evander has hype manned your presentation so well.
So Alex, what does rolling with advantage mean?
Sometimes in Dungeons and Dragons, a skill check or any check can either receive a sort of a boon or a bane due to a special circumstance. When a player rolls under these circumstances, as designated by the DM, they will have either advantage or disadvantage. In this situation, you have advantage, which means you will roll 2 d20s and keep the higher of the two numbers. If you were to have disadvantage, you would roll 2 d20s and keep the lower of the two numbers.
Now, Alex, as my dungeon master.
Why do you say it like that? Don't say it like that.
What? Dungeon master? Is there any other way to say
I don't like
dungeon
that.
master?
You don't like Dungeon Master?
I don't like how he says it.
Dungeon master?
You're the master of his dungeon.
No.
You have this dungeon.
Podcast canceled.
So, as my DM, is your preference for me to roll twice, both dice at the same time, or should I do one after the other?
However many dice you have available. If you got 2 to roll at the same time, just keep the highest value. If you only have 1, you can roll that twice and keep the highest value.
My highest roll is a 12 plus 5.
I'm glad you had advantage on that.
Yeah.
And do I add my charisma to that plus 5, or is that already included?
I don't think it would be. That sounds like it's just your charisma modifier right now. Because that's also plus 5. So you would add 3. We all have a proficiency bonus of 3 right now.
Got it. Okay, so that's what it is.
Yes. Like Brian mentioned, you all have a proficiency of 3 since you're 5th level. As players progress through D&D and gain levels, their proficiency bonus increases every 4 levels or so.
Proficiency, I have a plus 3 and a plus 5.
So plus 8 total.
Thank you. Plus 8. So my 12 plus 8 is a 20. I'm doing much better than I ever thought I would. Wow.
Fantastic. You see Jumpkins kind of for a second. He's listening to you. He sees you nodding as you nod, and you're giving your life coach presentation, and he buys it. He's into it. He's just like, I've been looking for you my whole life. I need this. I need us.
Jumpkins, I've been looking for you for at least half an hour.
I ship it.
Hey, Jumpkins, don't fuck this up, okay?
Oh man.
I think what he's trying to say is keep it light and have some fun. All right.
Yeah, keep it loose. Keep it loosey goosey.
And no matter what, listen to Evander, okay? Okay.
Well, you're kind of leading this one. I'm not great with.
I know, but if you say something like kick his ass or die or...
Oh, I mean, I got you guys. That's why I'm here when y'all fuck this up.
Jump says, all right, well, Sensei, maybe you can point out who we should try talking to first. And could I have you roll a d6?
All right. I got a 3.
All right. You look across the room and you notice towards the foot of the stairs, you see a young dragonborn lady dressed in a flourishing party gown. I'm not good with fashion, so I don't know what a party gown looks like.
Tell us in great detail, Alex. I have to know.
I'm not. She is standing with a knight who is dressed in full plate and has several ribbons attached to his breastplate, and they catch your attention.
Jumpkins,
Yes, Sensei.
my dear friend, my boy. Excuse me, I seem to be forgetting something. Jumpkins, my dear friend, my boy. Now, so here's the plan, okay? There's only one girl at this party that deserves your attention and your love. And you know who that is, right?
My love?
Yeah. The Marquis' daughter, bro.
Well, are you sure?
Do I look like I'm not sure? I'm here for you, bro. This is your night.
Jumpkins puffs his chest up. You see he...
Hey, Jumpkins.
Yeah?
I believe in you. You tell her that you are Jumpkins, representative of a powerful country. You tell her that you're here to win her heart.
All right.
Can you do that, Jumpkins?
I could do this. I can do... Oh, boy.
Hey, Jumpkins.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you, Sensei.
Don't disappoint me.
Oh, man. Okay, Dad. I mean, Sensei. Jumpkins, you see, puffs up his chest, takes some deep breaths, and starts walking through the crowd, heading towards the back, towards the Lady Dragonborn and the knight dressed in plate mail.
I turn to Evander. Well, got taken care of that now. I guess we can get back to business.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to go.
Oh, it's not our problem now.
Not actually sure that that's not our problem anymore, but
It'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Let's jump over to Rel. As a refresher, you said you went to the dining room or to the bar?
Yeah, I had said that Arcadius would take the dining room and I was headed to the bar.
Okay.
But I imagine we're taking the hallway that seems to lead to both of these, a la the map that our lovely folks at home can't see, but we will attempt to describe in vivid detail.
We will make available for them to be able to view. And some of you might recognize this map from somewhere else, and just know that's generally how I make maps, is taking them from better places.
It's not copyright infringement. It's called
plagiarism.
It's called no. See, it's called creative and efficient DMing.
I'm using my resources, and my talents do not lie in map making.
So Rel exits the main hall with Arcadius and gives him a nod as he makes his way toward the bar.
As you enter the hallway in between the dining hall and the bar, you see there are several party goers that are kind of have spread out into those areas a little bit. And as you enter the bar, you come upon a marble-floored, wood-paneled room with a long counter running along the right side of the wall of the entrance. An ornate piano sits at the back left of the room with a raised platform behind it. Near the left side of the room, you also see some seating that has been arranged for partygoers to eventually sit and see the entertainment that is forthcoming. Behind the bar, you see a barkeep shining some glasses and attending to one or two of the patrons that are standing at the bar. Over at the piano, you see a tiefling woman kind of fiddling at the keys a little bit. She's lifted the cover of the piano and seems to be looking inside and kind of messing with some of the strings.
Looking around, I know that the bar was listed as one of the possible locations where we might be finding one of these emblems that we're looking for. Do I see an obvious emblem maybe being displayed on the bar or like built into furnishing or anything like that?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
All right, so that'll be intelligence, and I think I'm trained. No, I am not, in fact, proficient in investigation, so I'll just roll my intelligence, which is still +4. Hopefully this goes well. That is a total of 17.
Okay, looking around the bar, you do not immediately see anything that resembles an insignia. As you're scanning the room, you are able to see towards the back on the lid of the piano. You see on the top left corner, pretty much the part that's raised up the highest, a small circular insignia that has been pressed into the piano itself.
All right, Rel is going to walk on up and try and sort of, start looking at that a little more closely to figure out what it is, see what's what, and being nonchalant and sort of surreptitious about it, just someone who's interested in this piano and looking at the craftsmanship.
As you arrive over to it, the tiefling woman looks up from the piano and eyes you as you're inspecting the piano itself. She says, "Good evening, how are you?"
Oh, I'm quite well. I was just admiring this piece. It's gorgeous. Quite a work of art. Do you play?
Yes, I'm actually here as part of the Marquis entertainment.
You're the entertainer for the evening. My goodness.
Well, I am one of the entertainers. I'm Danielle Decloit of the Grimfall 5.
Well, may I just say, Lady Decloit, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am called Lirellin. Rel gives a very nice bow with a flourish, sort of similar to the one that Jumpkins did earlier, although not quite the same.
Llewellyn, it is a pleasure to meet you. I do not deign to call myself a lady, but certainly in some circles I am a respected performer at the very least. What an elegant bow. Is that from somewhere? Is that just your own personal flourish?
Prosvalia, after a fashion. I'm here with the dignitary, although I would not say that I am precisely a native of those lands.
I could tell you don't seem to have the accent of Prosvalia, but
Oh no, what if Jumpkins has made up that bow?
It's his own personal flourish. Oh no! It's not Prosvalian at all.
Jumpkins is authentic. He doesn't know how to be anyone but Jumpkins. She says, I see you admiring this lovely instrument here. Are you yourself a musician?
I only dabble at best. I understand some of the basic principles, but I was never classically trained for more than a handful of weeks.
So as you're conversing with Danielle, you kind of move around a little bit, inspecting the shape of the piano itself, the sides, the paneling, as much as you can.
Yeah, Rel makes a lot of comments on, the craftsmanship, the design, how nice it looks and everything.
As you make your way sort of towards the back where the keys are, you do notice that where one of her hands are placed, across several keys are that same insignia that you have seen on the lid of the piano. She kind of hits a couple of keys and one or two on the note itself. You don't hear anything necessarily particular about the notes, but you do see she's just kind of fiddling with the piano a little bit. You might assume that she's warming up for her performance.
Are there any particular songs that I could expect to hear you play at any point this evening? Are you taking requests?
Well, generally we don't do requests, but maybe if an interesting enough suggestion is brought by, I might be inclined to do so.
When do you perform? I would very much like to, obviously, give you any information as to a song before you are going on, obviously, so that you have time to prepare, practice, anything of that nature. But the names are on the tip of my tongue. I'll have to come back when I remember them. But I am almost positive there is at least one song that I would love to hear renowned and skilled performer such as yourself play on such a wonderful instrument as this.
Oh, stop you. I can see you have a way with flattery, and it will get you nowhere. I believe we go on after dinner. Maybe in 15, 20 more minutes, they should be going into dinner, and in that meantime, we're going to be here just warming up. I believe my fellow performers are either somewhere enjoying food they shouldn't be or enjoying a drink or two that they shouldn't be, but it's like wrangling cats, these musicians.
I understand. It's very difficult to find good people to work with sometimes, but in any case, I will make sure to return to you before dinner is over, if at all possible, to let you know about any song requests that I might have.
Well, Master Lurelian, and she stands up and bows a little too deep and actually hits the piano on her way up. She's like, I maybe should not try to do the Prosvalian bow, but I do look forward to seeing you at the performance. Please, once you know what song you'd like to hear, I'm here to play it at your service.
But of course. And Lorellan gives a very quick, short sort of bow and makes his way away from there, trying to... He's certainly remembering which keys and the corresponding notes that would have been marked with that insignia. as he makes his way out of the bar, looking for a servant to start sort of shadowing. He is going to order a quick drink from the barkeep, just something strong, whatever the strongest drink they have. He gets that. He's going to and move to an area where hopefully no one notices him doing this, and he's going to, throw it back, swish it around in his mouth a little bit, and then spit it back into the cup and leave the cup behind.
In the bar?
Yeah, just somewhere in the bar.
Okay, let's jump over to Publius.
All right, Publius is sitting atop a tray, one of these floating trays, just stuffing his mouth with these hors d'oeuvres. He's eaten about 8 already, and he is real full. Betty is standing nearby, just basically just slightly teetering.
Betty's got that Weekend at Bernie's kind of look to her. She just slumped a little bit, slight smile.
Yeah, she slumped a little bit, but she seems to be up against her own weight, just kind of, but still standing, as if invisible hands were holding her up. What do I see around me?
As you sit atop the tray and people reach over to it, you see some people recoil.
Hey, you recoiling from me? I don't know where your hands have been. Disgusting. Look, there's another floating tray over there. Thank you very much.
As you sit on the tray, you see that it is kind of darting back and forth between several conversations and groups of people. The next upcoming group are 3 identical men who are all standing around having a quiet conversation.
Ooh, these look like 3 identical men having a quiet conversation. I should inject myself into this. As the tray approaches one of them and their hands are extended, I quickly climb on top of one of the hands. And I'm like, pleasure to meet you. I am here with the dignitary of Piscovia, and I just wanted to thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Oh, hey, okay there, little guy. What? Jesus, nice to meet you. I'm Barry.
Why are you cleaning your hand like that?
I don't know where you've been.
I don't know where you've been, and you see the risk that I take to make a new friendship? Don't insult me that way. I'm a squirrel, but a man at heart. Don't hurt my feelings.
You're right. All friendships are built on trust. I should.
That's right.
I apologize.
I accept your apology, and as such, I would like to introduce you to Betty! Betty, get over here!
You see Betty kind of jerks a little bit to attention and starts to shamble on over, and she kind of shoulders her way through the crowd and then just stands a little bit out in the periphery of the 3 men.
This is my lovely assistant, Betty. She works for me, put it very simply. Gentlemen, I was wondering, you, men of such high caliber, how did you all find yourself, A, looking exactly alike, and B, looking exactly alike in this room?
Remind me, where on the guy are you as this conversation is happening?
I'm on his shoulder.
Okay, you're on his shoulder. So he's looking over at you and he says, you know what? I let me introduce you. This here, I'm Barry.
Barry.
This is my brother Larry.
Larry.
And this is Harry.
Harry?
Harry, yes. Now, Barry and Larry, we're twins. Harry, we're still trying to figure that out.
Oh, okay, all right, that's... Okay, sure, why not? Let's run with that.
So maybe you can help us out with this quandary. Now, Barry and Larry, me and my brother here, we did receive invitations, and Larry had a +1, and so we brought Harry. Now, problem is, we really only just woke up one day, and Harry was there. We haven't really been able to get rid of Harry.
Barry, stop right there. All right, Barry, let's let you and me. Let's just go walk over to the corner. Larry, Harry, give us one moment. All right, now listen here, Barry.
Does Betty stay with them?
Betty, stay right there. Barry, all right, listen to me really carefully, okay? The problem that you got going on, and let me tell you this, I kind of know about these things. That right there, that's a vampire.
Are you... Wait, what?
Like
a...
That's a vampire.
Like the pointy teeth, suck the blood.
Oh, yeah. Harry? Oh, yeah. Listen, I've read a lot of books, all about them, from the beginning to the end.
That's impressive. I can't read.
Listen, Barry, you gotta learn to read, buddy. It's embarrassing. I mean, I get it. Not the educational system is different in different parts of Piscovia. we won't get into the socioeconomic hardship of the different levels of classes, but let's just say this very simply. I know a vampire when I see one. You look at his eyes. Do you see his little beady eyes? You see those? People don't have those. They don't have beady eyes.
Now that I look at his eyes, they are pretty beady, but so are Larry's. And so are mine.
Yeah, but yours is like got a different kind of beady to it. Like there's the pristine shine of nice beads, and then there's like the dilapidated, rusty kind of crust to dirty beads. Can't you see the dirty beads in Harry's eyes?
You see Barry kind of like squints his eyes a little bit.
Yeah, it's because you're looking with your eyes, Barry. You gotta look with your heart.
You see Barry's brow kind of furrows, and he like looks down at his chest, and you see him like kind of squeezing his pecs together a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Now, what does your heart tell you? Does it tell you that you can trust Harry?
Now that you mention it,
Yeah.
I already had a bad vibe when he just kind of appeared one night, but
Why do you think I got on your hand? I didn't trust him whatsoever. Now, listen, I know a little secret about getting rid of vampires. I need an insignia. There's like 3 matching insignias in this house that are anti-vampiric. By any chance, have you possibly seen them, maybe? Like they're about, like, yay big. Imagine a little bit bigger than me,
what a coincidence. Kubi? Can I call you Kubi?
I didn't introduce myself, but sure, you can call me Kubi.
You look like a Kubi. I have a lot of friends that are squirrels.
There are those who call him Kooby Dooby Doo.
Do you have a cousin named Krabby Doo?
Not that I'll admit to.
Are you friends with the Globetrotters?
Yes.
He says, now, that's strange. Now that you mention it, you're not the first person to ask me about some insignias.
Oh, really? Who was the first person? Just out of curiosity.
I was speaking to a tiefling earlier. She said she was some kind of performer. I spoke to her, and I spoke to that guy over there, and he points over at a Warforged man. Warforged in Dungeons and Dragons are almost what you would call robots or androids in a fantasy setting. So when you look at him, you see he does not have flesh. He has like armor plating or different plates of armor that make up what would be his flesh. And in between, what you can't see, in between the armor platings, you can see almost like wiring. Right? And his eyes are, as opposed to just regular eyes, they're like orbs of light. And they are, so instead of being kept alive by, let's say, electricity, they are brought to life by magic.
Oh, yeah, dirty Warforged, man.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I feel that way about Warforges and other squirrels.
Are you a self-hating squirrel?
I got issues. They're dark, and I'm brooding.
Says, yeah. Her and that Warforged came up, started mentioning something about 2 insignias, but you're looking for 3. That's interesting. I didn't know, but they were asking for 2 of them, saying that they might mean something to the Marquis, something sentimental. I'm not a, I got a lot on my mind with this Harry situation, so I was really in and out. Larry did talk to him a little bit more than I did.
How long he's been trailing you?
It's been weeks.
How many weeks? 3 weeks?
4 weeks.
Well, let me tell you something. That's a lot. That's a lot to just let a guy follow you around.
That's what I thought was weird, but Larry kind of keeps shrugging me off. I don't know what to do. Look, you're the pro on vampires.
I mean, not just on vampires, but sure. Yeah, that too. Yeah.
What do I do about this? What do I do about this Harry situation?
Barry, let me just tell it to you true, Barry. I don't think you're gonna get out of this. I really don't. I think
like alive?
Well, Barry, you do know vampires, they don't just kill you, Barry. They bring you back. Yeah, you're not gonna get out alive. You're gonna be undead. Now, look, no reason to panic, though. Don't panic. I see that expression on your face.
Okay, all right, okay.
Just breathe with me, Barry. Have you seen any of those insignias?
No, come to think of it, if I had to guess, I think I saw something on, there's a gate underneath those stairs over there, and he points at the far end of the hall.
Oh, yeah. You wanna just teeter over? Betty, follow us! You want to just, delicately just teeter over, bring me on over to that little
Sure,
insignia by
sure.
the gate. You want to just do that for me?
He starts to walk you all over, and he also mentions, he's like, I saw them there. There's like a recess on the gate that forms an insignia.
Yeah. Recess on the gate.
And then I saw a painting. I saw the insignias in a painting in the dining hall.
Oh, interesting. Insignia on a painting, you say? Take me over to that one as well.
He walks you over to the gate, and Betty follows, shambling through the crowd.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And we will, from there, let's jump over to Arcadius.
All right.
As you enter the dining hall, you see a long dining table stretching across the room, leading to a hearth on the opposite end. Above the hearth, you see a large painting, and throughout the room, you hear the loud sound of a ticking clock along the north wall, with a painting right by the clock itself. On the table are several candelabras, and there's a fire lit inside the hearth, illuminating the room. You see there are also several guests kind of speaking throughout the room as well, just kind of floating around the table.
All right. Well, Arcadius is going to look around the room, I guess specifically at the walls is where he'd think there might be a crest displayed, and to see whatever he can see.
Hit me with an investigation check.
14.
The painting above the hearth depicts the Marquis and his daughter standing in a garden, and each of them is holding a crest. As you look a little closer, you see that the crest that the Marquis is holding, it itself is slightly raised compared to the rest of the painting.
How high up is this painting?
The hearth itself is probably about 4 feet high, and the painting itself is maybe about like a foot above the hearth. So it's probably about, like, I'd say 7 to 8 feet up off the ground.
Like if I walk closer to it, can I tell if that's like actually a seal there, or?
So getting a little closer, you're able to see that the insignias that the Marquis and his daughter are holding are very similar, but the texturing on the Marquis' insignia that he's holding in the painting does seem a little more authentic than the one his daughter is holding. And again, the material of it is raised a little bit more than the rest of the painting. It has a sort of 3D effect to it.
So how many people are in this room?
I would say there are about 4 people.
4 people. This might be an after dinner type thing. Is that the only thing I've noticed, I'm assuming?
There is another painting over by the clock on the north wall. The painting there depicts two men dueling with swords. One man has run a short sword through the head of another, and the other man has run a long sword through the chest of the other. As you're looking at that painting, you also notice on the clock, each of the time designations 12, 3, 6, and 9 have a helmet, a gauntlet, a breastplate, and an axe, respectively.
Is there anyone by the clock?
No. The folks who are talking are actually on the other side of the table. 2 of them are closer to the hearth, and there's another one closer to the entrance, just kind of seems to be admiring a little bit of the marble wall work and the columns and that sort of thing.
This might be a bad idea, but how easy is it for me to get to the clock face and mess with it?
There is a glass panel on the front of it. It does seem to have a hinge on the side that you're able to open up.
I want to rearrange the minute hand and the second hand, or the hour hand, so that it matches where the guys are being stabbed. So
hit me with a sleight of hand check.
15.
All right, you walk over, you lift your hand to your hair to kind of scratch, and as you bring it down, you very deftly just flip open the glass panel. The glass panel opens, revealing the clock face, and as you're looking at it, you look around, you're able to see that no one is necessarily looking over at you, and you start to rearrange the hands of the clock. As you put them to correspond with the minute hand running through the breastplate and the hour hand running through the helmet, the clock itself chimes. Everyone turns around to look over at you.
I'm just gonna kind of feign surprise, I was just looking at it and I wasn't expecting it to go off, do a little chuckle at myself.
Hit me with a performance check.
Oh gosh. This is terrible. 11.
The man who was admiring the marble work kind of begins to saunter on over to you, and he's wearing a wide-brimmed hat, and he walks over and he says, yes, certainly, fantastic piece of clockwork, isn't it?
Yes. My grandfather was a watchmaker, so I've always been interested, but I never learned myself.
I notice you seem to be messing around a little bit with the hands of them.
He always told me it's good to test that everything is greased properly. You don't want, non-greased gears, then that's just problems down the line with your clocks.
I do appreciate, at least someone is enjoying some of the other furniture that is occupying this room. I apologize. Pleasure to meet you. I am Lord Lordington the Seventh. And he extends out a hand.
I will take it and do like a polite little bow. Very nice to meet you, Lord Lordington. My name is Arcadius Lordingtaunt.
Lordingtaunt?
Yes, indeed.
Are you from the Lordingtaunts from Igvir?
Igvir. No, those are my cousins.
So you are kind of from them, are you not? No.
Yes, but it's a situation where my aunt was married, and then it was a whole thing.
What a coincidence! We're cousins, my good man. It's a pleasure to meet another Lordington or
yes.
Lordington.
Yes.
It's like, well, of course, it takes another Lordington to admire some of the finer pieces I was graced with the contract from the Marquis to assist with renovations to his manor. Part of those came with adding such decorations as you admire.
Wow, that is quite an honor. You've done an excellent job. Tell me, what do you think? Is there anything very unique about any of the pieces that you brought in?
You as I noticed, you are admiring this clock. It itself, we installed it, but afterwards the Marquis came and made some modifications to it. I later was not able to move it, but looking at it, I could not find anything particularly different about it, except it seems to now be affixed to the floor here. I'll be honest, I am a little jealous you've gotten your hands on it. I've been curious what the Marquis has been up to. He's been quite an interesting fellow as of late, but I will say this. I do know something with this painting, being in particular with this clock. It seems relevant in some way. I looked at it and I thought something about positioning him the way you have, and I see you've done that here, but does it, aside from ringing the clock, has it done anything?
Has it done anything?
You see that the pendulum itself has stopped moving. Now inside the clock is just the pendulum and the... I'm not good with clocks, but I know they got two thingies on the inside that you could pull to make it do other thingies. Those are... They have both
Sure.
descended. The weights. The clock weights.
I don't know if that's correct, but sure. That I'm gonna go with it. Well, yes, it has. I suppose it's stopped a little bit, but I don't see anything else that's happened.
Maybe if... No, it's silly. It's silly. Never mind.
We
shouldn't
go on. I mean, you obviously had an interest, and so have I. It's that a family part of us, curiosity. We're very intelligent, learned people. Tell me, what is your idea?
You certainly have that Lordington curiosity about you. I fancy myself a man of riddles, and if I were to try pulling that weight right there. He points at the right one.
Oh, after you, sir. You've had this...
No, sir. After you have obviously more bravery than I.
Very well. And so I'll take it and pull it down.
As you pull it down, you hear a clink at the far end of the room where the painting is.
Ooh, okay.
Let's jump back over to Kublius for a second. You make your way over with Barry, and he kind of walks through the crowd. He's trying to gently kind of move people aside as he makes his way over. You look back and see Betty has no such elegance and is just just kind of rambling through the crowd, bumping people as she goes.
Barry, why are you gently pushing people aside? You have a vampire with your brother. Aren't you at all worried? Listen, take me to the insignia now before we run out of time.
All right, okay. And he starts to really shove people aside.
There you go. Put some animus into it.
One of the people he shoves, you see, is Jump. And he makes his way past, and he goes underneath the stairs.
Sorry about that.
He goes underneath the stairs, and you all walk over, and you see a gate. You see an iron gate with some mesh running along the back side of it. On the center of the gate are two recesses, circular recesses with insignias on them, where it looks like something can be placed.
Barry?
Barry. Yeah. This is it. This is the gate. How does this help me? How does this help me with the Harry situation?
Barry!
Yeah.
Did you really just bring me to the gate that I was going to bring you to? Barry, I'm looking for the insignia that goes in these. Don't you realize that behind these doors?
You said the gate. You said the gate.
I said the insignia bit. Barry.
Poobie.
Barry.
I love how quick this friendship was.
I need you to take me to where the insignias are. I need the actual things that go in here. I'm trying to save your life. But you know what? You're not taking it seriously. So the truth is, me and Betty can just go on our way and leave you to Harry the vampire. If you're gonna waste our time with this Barry, I mean...
Roll me an intimidation check.
How dare you not buy what I am selling? It is masterfully high. It is a 23.
Barry kind of like hands go to his face. He's got his face in his palms. He just goes, you know what, you're right. This is a life or death situation.
Yeah.
Come on, Barry. Get in the zone. Okay. All right. Where else did I see an insignia? God, are you sure?
Think.
Are you sure it's okay to leave Larry with Harry?
Listen to me. Is there anything that you think you can do when that vampire monster decides to shove his dirty, filthy, pointy teeth into your brother's neck? Can you do anything about that?
I could.
No.
I know. Oh.
No, Barry. The answer's no. The only thing you can do is go right now and find those insignias. Now quit presenting other options than what I am asking for.
This is a lot of pressure. This is way too.
Barry, look.
Yeah.
Barry, look at my eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever read Joseph Campbell's A Hero's Journey? You right now are at the beginning of your journey, and this is the call to adventure, brother. You gotta get it together, and you gotta answer that call, because you know what I am? I am the magical mentor. I'm here to guide you into your quest to save yourself. At my own expense, mind you. I could be doing other things. Did you see the hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah, I did see those hors d'oeuvres.
There are many, Barry. There are many. They are delicious. Now, Barry, think. Where did you see
I saw it. Painting in the dining hall. I saw it in the painting in the dining hall.
Why didn't you start with that, Barry? Why didn't you start with that? Get us to that painting.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on top of him now like Ratatouille.
Betty, follow me.
This is in real life. I just realized Francisco is doing Marvin, our landlord. That's the voice you're doing, isn't it?
I'm not doing Marvin.
You're doing Marvin.
Get wrecked, Marvin, I guess.
He's making a Marvin.
Marvin
He's
just
weird,
got
squirrely
called out, dude.
God, let's hope Marvin doesn't listen to this episode.
Yeah, I really hope that Marvin's not a listener.
I don't know. He'll be so confused to be hearing himself as a squirrel.
It's not that undifferent, though, now that I'm thinking about it.
Really? There you go.